All right, you're loud now.
Hi. Hi. We're the Burns family. We're the Burns family.
Hey guys, so we're definitely sorry. We had some technical difficulties. So me and Carly are trying to debate if we should start over and start fresh. This should work a lot longer. So let's get started. But for those who were on a little bit earlier, the whole purpose or the whole goal for this Bible study today is to kind of give you guys a little bit more insight on how we do Bible study at our house. And first of all, we just want to thank Pastor Burns for giving us opportunity to at least host a Bible study for our church. Thank you for that creativity. So we do want to open up with a word of prayer. So Adeline, Tyler, who want to pray for us?
Not me.
Adeline, you want to pray?
This.
Okay, good job. Let's pray for everybody.
Family.
Good job. Good job. High five. All right. So, Alan, thank you for praying for us. Tyler, you want to pray too? Okay, pray for it. Look at the camera.
Dear God, I thank you for this day that came today, and that for all the people that's watching, and amen.
Amen. Good job, son.
Good job.
So tonight, our Bible study tonight is going to be focused on who am I? What's our purpose in life, and why are we here? And I'm sure this is probably a question, or these are probably questions that all of us has asked ourselves at one point or another throughout our life. Whether if that was if we asked the question internally, or we asked it externally as far as out loud. This is something that, trying to figure out, like, what's our purpose? Who am I really? That's something that can be really challenging throughout our life as we live this Christian journey, for sure, but definitely as human beings. So hopefully this Bible study will be helpful towards you, and we definitely know it's going to be helpful towards us. So we do have a curriculum that we're going to follow, and so just follow along with us as we read, and we are going to elaborate and make it interactive for you guys too as well. Paul, you want me to read? All right, so I will start us off. Deep in this human soul comes the searching questions of who am I? Why am I here? And what is my purpose? These are questions that we must answer for ourselves, and the answers are what makes up our true identity, or the real you. The pursuit of discovering our true identity can be a lifelong process, but definitely peaks during the college years of 18 to 19. We will seek to answer these questions throughout this study series for today. So again, I want you guys to ask yourselves while we are talking, while we're going over the Bible lesson, who am I? Who are you? Ask yourself, why am I here? Literally, why am I placed on this earth? And also ask yourself, what is your purpose for being here? And I can truly say, I had a hard time trying to figure out what my purpose was. I did find myself as far as trying to accomplish some of the things in this world that we are taught that we need to go out and accomplish in our life to be successful. I found that not giving me fulfillment. So I was kind of thinking, or kind of wondering, what's my true purpose? Is my true purpose to go to college? Is my true purpose to have a family, have kids? Is my true purpose to I don't know, discipline Tyler all the time, or discipline Adeline, but tonight, you guys are definitely going to find out your true purpose. Carly, have you ever thought about those type of questions before in your life?
Yeah. I didn't start to think about it until, I got a little older, till I was in college and really trying to take my relationship with God more serious. I really did question God as far as why different things had happened in my life, and why my childhood was the way it was, and why certain people passed in my life as far as loved ones and things like that. But at the end of the day, I really do believe believe that I started to really figure out who I was, and still trying to figure out who I am, still learning, still growing. But more so whenever I was in college, a little bit before I met Chris.
I'll take 2 minutes.
So you want me to read the last?
Just read the next paragraph.
It says, when we see a baby or children, they typically comment on how they resemble their parents. You hear comments like, oh, she looks like her mom, or I can see mom in the eyes and dad in the head shape. We also hear how children act just like their parents in certain aspects or behaviors. We may hear people comment, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. According to Genesis 5:3, children possess certain characteristics and traits that are passed on through their genes.
So a lot of times whenever we are trying to figure out who we are, especially from a physical standpoint, being a baby like Tyler and Adeline, it can be kind of hard, especially from a physical standpoint. Again, growing up as kids and then the older you get, learning more about Christ and who Christ really is, and trying to figure out, okay, I get that I'm a part of my family's lineage, and I have parents, but how does my walk with Christ, like, what does that look like? And how does being a child of God, kind of make me a little different than just being my father's kid or my mama's daughter or my mama's son? So before we talk about things more from a spiritual standpoint, and before we dig a little deeper to show you guys and also show ourselves, how we are like Christ and who we really are from a Christian standpoint, we want to make it a little interactive for you guys and talk about our kids. And we want to ask a few questions. So, Tyler, who do you think you look like? And talk to the camera.
Dad.
You think you look like me?
No.
All right. So who do you guys think Tyler look like? For those that are watching, feel free to type in on the comments whoever you think Tyler looks like. Does Tyler look like me, or does he look like mommy? Tyler, why do you think you look like me? Because what? I mean, they can't hear you, son.
You're a boy.
Because I'm a boy? Hey, man, that's good. That's good, though, Tyler. Like, trying to figure out who you are. Like, who am I? Are you a boy or a girl?
Boy.
You a boy? That's half the battle. So that's good, Tyler. Alan, who do you look like?
I said, Daddy.
You like Daddy?
Yeah.
Why you look like Daddy? Talk to the camera. Because what?
Tell us.
Okay. Well,
I beat up.
you big up?
Yes.
That's half the battle again. You're a girl, so that's good. Hey, so Carla, who do you think the kids look like?
I think Tyler looks like me, and Adeline looks like Chris.
Yeah, I agree. Even though Tyler's a boy, I think Tyler probably favored me whenever he was a kid.
No.
I think I look like Tyler a little bit, but I personally think Adeline, because her face, she got this oval facial structure. So from a physical standpoint, I think she look like me. But let's move on throughout the lesson and talk about things from a spiritual standpoint too as well. When we read the scripture. Okay. That's fine.
Genesis 5:3.
Okay. All right. So let's read Genesis 5:3. When you want to read with me, Tyler? All right. So Genesis 5:3. When Adam had lived 130 years,
130 years,
he became
he became
the father
the father
of Abraham.
of Abraham.
Sorry, he became the father of a son in his own likeness, according to his image, and named himself. So Adam did not become the father of Abraham. That was a test to see if you guys were watching and see if you guys caught on to that. And also, I got tested with the kids trying to read out loud to my son, and my son to follow along with me. But he became the father of self at 130 years old, okay? And so we'll dig a little deeper into the scriptures, but the main thing I want you guys to really understand from here is we're talking about the first man in the Bible, Adam, and he had a son in his own likeness, and he named himself. So from a physical standpoint, even at the age of 130, Adam was able to produce kids, and from a biological standpoint, his image was basically, Adam's image was basically carried on to his son. But from a spiritual standpoint, we're all made in the image of God and the likeness of God, which we're also going to talk about this throughout the lesson today too as well.
Tyler, how old are you?
5.
Is 130 years old really old?
Yeah.
It is. How old is Dad?
30.
So Dad would have to be
That's up to
100 more years older, and then have you.
I know, that's,
Daddy did too.
that's old. That's old.
Woo-wee.
All right. So as we seek to answer the question, "Who am I?" we must begin with the following two foundational truths found in Genesis 1:26 through 27. All right, so we're going to read Genesis 1:26 through 27. Everything that we're talking about, even though we're going to make it interactive, we want to make sure we line everything up from a biblical standpoint. So then God said, Genesis 1:26, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." God created man in his image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female. He created them. So, the key from these scriptures is God created us in his own image, in his own likeness. But want to make it a little bit more interactive for you guys. Hey, Tyler, Adam. So you guys don't know this yet, but whenever you guys get older and whenever you guys start school, there's going to be teachers that try to tell you guys that you were created by evolution. And for those that are really smart, or probably smarter than me and Carly, you guys definitely know what evolution is. But we definitely want to train our kids to make sure they understand that they didn't just somehow come here from nothing and somehow evolve to humans. But hey, Adam, well, you I mean, Adam. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Adam. So, Alan, were you created by a monkey? Yes. Adam, were you created by a zebra?
Yes.
Yes. Hey, you got your answer wrong 2 times. All right, we're gonna move on from you. Carly, ask Tyler what he was created by.
Are you created by a monkey?
No.
No. Was you created by a giraffe?
No.
Was you created by a zebra?
No.
Did you come from a hippo?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you... Where did you come from? Who made you?
God.
Right. Good job, Tyler.
Good job, Tyler. So, Tyler, we want you to understand that God created you, okay? Mommy and Daddy was able to have you and to, do some things to make sure you was able to come alive. But from a spiritual standpoint and even from the beginning, son, you were created by God. Adam, were you created by God?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good job. So good job, guys. You guys passed the test. Adam, you failed like 2 times, but Tyler, you was able to get it right.
I'm always going to be able to get it right.
Get it right. Yeah. Okay.
So it says you are created by God. So that's what we just talked about, right? And it says you are not a product of time and chance. Rather, you are a product of a designer who created you absolutely unique with a distinct purpose. The world would have you to believe that you exist by chance through millions of years of evolving from animals with no significant purpose. The truth is that your origin was a creative and purposeful act of God. Just a moment. Your life is not an accident. Rather, you are of extreme value and prized above all creations. Why is that? Your existence comes from careful consideration by your Creator. So we're going to look at Psalms 139, 13 through 16, and we're going to find out why God values us as one of his most prized creations. We are the most prized creation. So let's go to Psalms 139, 13 through 19, or 13 through 16. So Psalm 139, 13 through 16. Okay. It says, "For you were created, my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well." Tyler. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body.
Yeah, good job.
My unformed body, all the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be.
So the main purpose of the section that Carly just read is you were not, or none of us were created by accident. We were not created by time or a product of time. We were not created just by chance. God created each one of us uniquely. We're all distinct. We're all have our own specific design, and we're all created with a purpose in our life. So that's the main part of what Carly just read. Tyler, thank you for helping Mom to read. You got a lot more help too as well, okay? We need a lot more help from you. All right, so let's read the next part. Hey, Alan, you got to sit up, okay? So your life is not meaningless. Rather, you were created to think, reason, understand, and love. Your life has tremendous purpose given to you by your Creator. Hey, Tyler, can you say this right quick? Say, you belong to God.
You belong to God.
Good job. Alan, say you belong to God. Say you belong to God, Tyler.
You belong to God.
Good job. Man, you say it with confidence.
Stop.
Alan, say you belong to God.
Stop.
Good job. So again, you guys belong to God, and that's who you are. So Millard Erickson said, the biblical picture of a man's origin is that an all-wise, all-powerful, and good God created the human race to love and serve him and to enjoy a relationship with him. All right, so for those that are trying to figure out what their purpose is, Tyler, you know what your purpose is? What is your purpose in life? You know what your purpose is? Like, whenever you play basketball, who you playing basketball for?
God.
You playing basketball for who?
God.
When you go to school, who you going to school for?
God.
Whenever you're nice to your parents, whenever you're trying to be a good person, who you trying to do these things for?
God.
Adeline, whenever you're going to daycare and when you with other babies, who you trying to be a good baby for? You trying to be a good baby for God, right?
Yeah.
That's right. You got that right, Alan. A little help from mommy and daddy. So again, I really want you guys to pay attention to this. The biblical picture of a man's origin is that is all wise, God, all powerful, God, and good God created the human race, all of us, to love. He created us to love. He created us to serve him. So what does that look like in your life? Like, how do you, like, what is the purpose for you? The purpose is for you to show love to other people. The purpose is to serve God. The purpose is to love God, follow his commandment, and most importantly, to enjoy a relationship with him. So if you ever try to figure out what your purpose is in life, please go back to this, and everything that you do should point towards Christ. There you go.
It says, as you discovered your created origin, you will also learn that you are created in God's image. What exactly does that mean? Image is a noun that means a representation. It refers to a statue model copy, or picture. Just as a child possesses specific qualities from parents, you possess specific characteristics from your Creator. So for me, what that's talking about is being more Christ-like every day. So it's really hard. Sometimes it can be hard to not get frustrated, or to not act out off your emotions, or to not be upset, even if you're dealing with coworkers or people that's above you or whatever, and you have different situations that you are involved with different people. It's hard not to be frustrated, or to say certain things that you regret, or that you're not called to say, right? But each day we should be more like Christ. We should try to be just as much of Christ as we possibly can. Adam, come sit down. Kids.
Go to the next one.
Okay, so hold on. It says, how do you have the ability to learn, think, reason, and understand? How do you know God and have a relationship with Him? There are characteristics you possess because you are created in God's image, which can be seen in these three different aspects. First is your human design. So we're going to look at Genesis 2:7 and 1 Thessalonians 5:23. So first, let's go to Genesis 2:7.
All right, so Genesis 2:7. Then the Lord God formed man of dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. 1 Thessalonians 5:23. Now may the God of peace himself sanctify you entirely, and may your spirit and soul and body be preserved complete, without blame, at the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. All right, so just like Crawley read or stated, first in your human design, humans are made up of the body, soul, and spirit. The body possesses 5 senses that allow you to interact with the world around you. So from a physical standpoint, this is the body that we're going to reference to right now. And we're also going to talk about the soul and the spirit. But we want to take a few minutes to talk about the body. Hey, Tyler, let's see if you can help us out, okay? Alan, want to see if you guys can help us out. We talked about this yesterday. Want to see if you guys can remember. What is the 5 senses? Now look at the camera. Eyes. Say point to say eyes, Alan. Ears?
Mouth.
Okay. Okay, mouth. Huh? Tongue, the taste. Okay. What's the last one?
Nose.
Nose to smell?
Nose.
Did they miss anything?
Nose. No.
How do you touch?
No. Hands.
Right.
All right, so those are the 5 senses in regards to the body from a physical standpoint that we're made up of. All right, so now let's talk about the soul. So the soul is your psychological element contained in your mind, heart, and will. Within your soul resides your personality and your conscience. It is the source of your emotions, your ability to gain knowledge, understand, and reason. All right, so we just got a little bit more information about our soul. Again, our soul and the spirit are things that we can't touch. God can definitely touch that, but that's something that we can't necessarily feel. The senses with the body, that's something that we can, feel and taste and eat and all of those good things. And then the spirit. The spirit is your eternal element in connection to God, who is a spirit. Within your spirit comes your spirituality, where we possess the faculties to worship, have communion with God, adoration, praise, and prayer. The second aspect of being created in God's image is your ability to love. God is love, and God created you to love others, and with a desire to be loved. Human morale excellence is summed up in the word love. So I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, but as far as humans, we all crave, no matter how antisocial we might be, or no matter how much of a people's person some of us might not be, we all we're designed to love, or to have some type of affection shown to us, even if that's you look nice today, or if that's a parent, hugging you, or if that's a parent, saying, hey, I'm proud of you. We all, majority of us, at one point or another in our life, have wanted that, to be given to us, or even others have wanted that from us. So that's one of the huge parts as far as knowing who we are, because God created us with all of these things, from the five senses that we have, which includes our body, to our spirit, to our soul, and also to be able to show love and affection as it was a part of God's design.
I think also too, to piggyback off of that, that's one of our purposes as far as why we're here on earth. One of the main things God calls us to do is to be disciples of men, or to make disciples of men, and to bring people close to God, and help them have relationships, encouraging them, loving them, and God gave us the ability to love for a reason, and we need to make sure that we love people, even though it might be really hard sometimes.
That's good. All right, Carl, you want to close us out with the last two paragraphs?
Tyler, I can't whisper this whole thing to you.
So just read one with one.
The third aspect is found in the command to exercise dominion over creation. God is sovereign, and God created man to rule. In the one truth, you will discover much of your purpose and meaning in life. The question, who am I, can only begin to be answered as you gain a deeper understanding in your origin and the characteristics of being made in God's image. Understanding these truths will instill worth and meaning and purpose into who you are, and they will begin to answer the question, who am I?
All right, guys, so as you go throughout your life and wanting to know who are you, what is your purpose, please remember that you were created in God's image, and the main purpose of all of our lives is to love and serve God. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Say bye.